and good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of Before Coffee. It's a late Thursday's 13. We've got a list of, I wrote it down, top 13 music cities in the U.S. So this is a list Raj has built up. All those places that you can get famous.
America.
I said in the U.S.
America, not U.S. It's a separate, total entity.
North America. South America.
America, just fine, but not specifically U.S.
This is Before Coffee, the first and only international game show where we look up our stories 10 to 15 minutes before we've started. We've just got caffeine. Well, we've had caffeine in our body now. It's completely consumed. We're learning to read live on stream. So let's roll that segue wheel and get into our headlines. Today on Thursday's 13. First image revealed of interstellar comet 3I Atlas as it reappears from behind the sun. More aliens, perhaps?
And we're going to update Hurricane Melissa as the death toll rises in Jamaica and other places.
Grand Egyptian Museum to open after decades of anticipation in claiming back its stolen treasures.
And for Thursday's 13, there's 13 cities that can call themselves, probably more, can call themselves a music city, at least of one sort of music. We're going to cover that today. Long headline.
For my culture news, black cats in Halloween. Happy Hallows Eve. Why has Spanish council banned their adoption?
Right on, it's National Wicked Day, so we're wicked smart here at the old Before Coffee for October 30th, 2025.
Yeah, get wicked. Wicked
it's
cool.
National Candy Corn Day.
What is this accent? The 40s? 1940s?
No, that's a Boston accent. Wicked. I'll say wicked.
He's wicked. Yeah, I've never been to Boston. You never been to Boston? How do you like that? And them apples. I can't do a Boston accent. I have not heard it enough, I think.
Yeah, a lot of people, that wicked's a Boston word, so pretty much.
I thought it was like, oh my god, that's so wicked. But maybe that was later in life.
Wicked smart means really, really smart. Just as in, that guy is really stupid. That means he's really good at that thing that he does, right? That guy is stupid. It means he's really good at it. That's the English we speak now. Just as wicked means you're really good at it.
Nice.
Just as he's really bad used to mean he's really, really cute or really, really good or something. I don't know what really bad meant. But again, we don't understand language anymore because everything changes.
Everything. But war never changes. Okay, let's roll our first segue here before we talk more.
Go back 200 years.
The wheel I'm going to start putting weights on the certain things on the wheel so things roll less than the other, just so we can get some control over this wheel. It's Limerick. We rolled a Limerick.
Maybe pull a couple of things off. Maybe there's too many choices.
No, I don't think. I think that's going to make it worse. If there's only 5 things on there, it's just going to roll the same thing over and over again. In my opinion.
No, there's. Oh well, yeah, but there's 10, right? So there's a middle in there.
I think
somewhere.
There's only 8.
Okay. Maybe the middle is 6. Anyway, what would I spend?
Limerick!
What did I spend?
Get your pen and paper out.
Limerick! Holy crap, I got my notebook again. I'll be right back.
Lucky for us, you've been playing the harmonica, so we know your brain's awake. Let's get into the first story about the aliens.
Trying to clear it.
Or maybe not aliens. We've talked about the 3-1 Atlas comet multiple times. A lot of people thinking there may be aliens on it or alien something happening with it. We've got our first image of it. First ever seen image. I should probably actually load this to see what it looks like. It looks like Imagine you've got a TV, like an old TV, right? And you're not on a channel, and it's just that fuzziness, and there's a small little bright light in the middle. That's what it looks like. It looks like a foggy day and the sun's peeking through the clouds. That's what the image looks like. But I'm sure that scientists who actually study this stuff are very amazed. This is from Dr. Alfredo Carbonetti on the IFL Science. Our interstellar visitor is visible again after reaching its closest approach to the sun yesterday. The Punch mission, a group of small satellites studying the sun, spotted a Comet 31 Atlas as it came out of the sun's glare. The interstellar comet, the third known object formed in another sun's star system to be tracked through our solar system, was spotted beyond the limb of the sun after its highly anticipated solar conjunction, the moment when it was on the opposite side of the sun from our point of view. So it kind of peeked through, I guess. The rest of for serious astronomers, these last few weeks have been exciting. The interstellar comet is a lot more active than the previous two interstellar objects. I-1 Oumuamua, discovered in 2017, and Comet 2I Borisov in 2019. It might also be a lot older than them, maybe twice as old as our solar system. The solar conjunction was just days before the perihelion, the closest approach of the comet to the sun, which happened yesterday on the 29th of October. That meant an increased activity from the comet, with reports of not just its peculiar anti-tail, but also the presence of a possible jet stream from the comet. As it gets closer, it gets heated up. Most comets are made of ice or something similar to ice, so it jets out some stuff. There's some stuff getting evaporated by the sun. While the data is still coming in, it'll take days before it's analyzed and shared. It is unlikely we'll get anything from NASA due to the continued U.S. government shutdown. Oh, great, another thing to put on the list that has been ruined by the government shutdown. 30 days so far, if anyone's counting. The automatic pipeline of data allows us to check images in progress, so it was a member of the public online who shared the image from Punch. Data is also getting through automatic tracking systems and has confirmed that the comet, both the conjunction and the perihelion, without alteration to its expected trajectory, as in it getting heated up hasn't changed where it's going. It's not going to suddenly crash into us. Sorry, doomers. No comet crashing into us today. It's not breaking news, but since its discovery in July, the media has run with Professor Avi Loeb suggesting that Comet 3I Atlas might be an alien spacecraft. It's not. Perihelion was a special moment according to the spacecraft hypothesis. That
ruins my limerick.
Sorry.
My limerick's ruined now. Damn it, I can start over. Oh well, I'll just go with this one. Sorry.
That was when the comet could reveal. I mean, it's supposed to be kind of comedic, so it can still be about that. That was when the comet could reveal itself as being an artificial craft. So when the perihelion happened yesterday, that's when it would have been revealed if it was a spaceship. Using the gravity of the sun to turn to pull the Oberth maneuver and come straight towards Earth. Okay, so their hypothesis of it being a spacecraft is based on the idea that the comet, if it was a spacecraft, would be using orbital maneuvering in order to change its trajectory to come towards Earth. Maybe it doesn't want to come here. Maybe it came by to scan us, said, oh, that place is a shithole, and then it's turning around. Maybe. It's not an alien, sadly. Unfortunately for the proponents of the baseless idea, the comet kept on cometing as it's on its projected path. Having passed the closest point to the sun, 3I Atlas is now on its way out of our solar system. It's currently within orbit of Mars, but every day it gets a little bit further away from the sun. Maybe it's landing on Mars. You ever think about that? They're actually humans from long, long ago, where we came from, and they've come to help us with Mars, and we're gonna all move to Mars. That doesn't mean humans aren't gonna stop studying it. On November 2nd, and then again on the 25th, the European Space Agency will use its Jupiter-bound mission, JUICE, to observe the comet from deep space. JUICE will observe 3I Atlas between 2 and 25th of November. We will be using 5 instruments: the camera, the near-infrared imaging instrument, the UV spectrometer, the sub-millimeter instrument, and a sensor to image neutral atoms. We are far away, 0.5 astronomical units, therefore only remote sensing will be used. Olivier Witasse, ECA project scientist, told IFL Science previously. So, at least the government is shut down in Europe, so we'll be able to get those results and what that means at probably some time after November, maybe even in December. They usually give like a month, right? They give a month or two to look at the data and actually have something to say. They're not gonna, we finished the study and we've decided this the next day. However, due to the position of JUICE with respect to Earth, the data rate is very low. We expect the data to be downloaded only in February 2026. We need to be a bit patient. See, there you go. We're gonna have to wait until around February to even get the data, and then probably somewhere in the summer next year, we'll actually have some information in the summer next year. Many other observations are expected to take place in the coming months as the comet and Earth gets closer to one another. The closest approach will be on December 19th. So, if anyone wants to do, well, actually, please don't do that, but I know there probably will be. The comet thing that happened, what was it, in the 2000s, where everyone killed themselves? Because they're like, the comet's gonna send us...
Yeah, nobody do that.
Yeah, nobody do that. Please.
It was the Hale-Bopp. The Hale-Bopp comet you could see for... We lived in El Paso. It was in the 90s.
I think it was in the 90s.
You could see it pretty bright in the sky. It was the brightest thing in the sky when the moon wasn't around. And it was very prevalent in the southwestern sky, but there's a bunch of idiots that wore Nike shoes and shaved their heads and thought they were getting a ride in a comet. Let's see.
They could get uploaded into the comet if they died. Yeah.
Maybe we could get rid of another crop of stupid people that way, I suppose. I don't know. I mean,
another crop.
As long as they're not having children before they off themselves. I don't know. What was it called? They wore like purple Nikes too. It was very specific. Like
weird they were cults. Shit. Yeah, they were
all
cults,
these people
yeah. Anyways, to finish the story off, December 19th is when it will be the closest to us, which is about 269 million kilometers or 167 million miles away. We might be able to see it. We might not be able to see it. Who knows? But I guess put that on your calendar on December 19th to look up in the sky and see if you can see the comet. Both professionals and amateur astronomers will soon be able to see it in pre-dawn hours. So if you want to see on December 19th, make sure you're up around, 4 a.m., 2 a.m., something like that. Look up in the sky and you might be able to see it with your little telescope if you got one, if you're an amateur. From Sunday, it will appear near Venus in the sky. So if you want to if you have a better, stronger telescope, you should be able to see it from Sunday, the November 2nd, right? Yeah, from November 2nd, you should be able to see it by Venus. So get your little star chart out.
Oh, by Venus. Oh, yeah. Venus is the brightest thing in the sky. It's not hard to find at all.
Yeah, anyway, it's a red dot.
Besides the moon. Besides the moon, it's the brightest thing in the sky.
And that's my story. Give me my limerick.
Okay, story. Okay. No limerick after everything else. Here's a limerick. Alf and E.T. went for a ride in the Milky Way looking for a bride. On a comet called Atlas, they missed their first chances. Now a search for a Mars maiden will be tried. They've been out here looking for a bride.
Let's go to
Alf and E.T., the two most famous extraterrestrials. Of course, L stands for Alien Life Force, and ET stands for Extraterrestrial.
We're finally... Yet again, every time I hear about this comet, it reminds me of a video game I played where a comet enters that video game's universe, and it had ghost energy, and that ghost energy killed everyone instantly. So let's hope that doesn't happen.
Wow. Not that. When I hear a comet, I think of the Kansas comet. Gail Sayers running back for Kansas.
Because even though there might not be aliens on the comet, right, it can bring something from another place, right? It's definitely bringing something from somewhere. So It could bring a disease. Who knows? A space-borne disease. That's probably happened. Maybe not in our lifetime, but it's probably happened before. Maybe that's why we're here. We're actually a space-borne disease. Anyway, let's roll our next segue for your story.
All right, man. Our story is going to be Hurricane Melissa. We are going to talk about...
I'm going to tell you a joke.
8 to 10 minutes. Okay. Right, you're going to tell me a joke. We're going to talk about Hurricane Melissa, which is torn through Jamaica, and it's on its way to other parts of the Caribbean. It's already torn through, actually, most of those places. On its way to Bermuda now. And we're updated from USA Today. Hurricane Melissa live updates, it says. At least 30 dead as storm heads to Bermuda. Pau Nguyen, Janine Santucci, Doyle Rice, Diana Boyles Pulver. 4 people writing this. So there was long.
We have
much
all the experts
article.
we're going to need for this hurricane story.
Oh, well, you should see the bylines for the NBC stories and everybody else. They had like 8 people. So they're reporting from all over the place. I want to go to Caribbean. I want to go to Caribbean. I don't know. They probably have reporters on the spot, but this is from, this is from USA Today. Parts of the Caribbean were slowly surveying the extensive damage caused by Hurricane Melissa on Thursday after a storm brought destruction to the region and left dozens of people dead. Could have been a lot worse, for sure. Melissa tore through the Caribbean as one of the most powerful storms in history, made landfall in Jamaica on Tuesday as a deadly Category 5 hurricane. By Thursday morning, the storm had weakened as it passed through the Bahamas and makes its way towards Bermuda. The National Hurricane Center warned that catastrophic flash flooding and landslides would continue in portions of the region. The hardest hit areas include Jamaica, Cuba, and Haiti, where damaging winds and severe flooding destroyed homes and tore down utility poles. Local authorities had begun rescue and recovery operations, but efforts were hampered by widespread power outages, communication failures, and blocked roads. The death toll was also growing across the region, with more than 30 deaths attributed to the storm in Jamaica, Haiti, and the Dominican Republic, as authorities continued to assess the number of casualties. The devastation caused by Melissa drew an outpouring of support from across the world, with some countries pledging support in the form of cash, food aid, and rescue teams. On Wednesday, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Little Marco, said the United States sent rescue response teams to areas impacted by the hurricane. Oh, you mean we're not all just running around arresting American citizens for existing? Oh, okay. Well, somebody's doing some good in this government anyway. Thank you for rescue workers that are doing your job. Over 30 deaths reported in Haiti, Jamaica, and Dominican Republic, not too specific about where. Though Melissa did not directly hit Haiti, the Caribbean's most populous nation, the storm battered the island. Oh yeah, it does say specifically. Haiti has 25 deaths, the poorest of the poor countries, which they're not getting richer today, largely due to floods at Petit Guab, a coastal town about 40 miles west of the capital, where a river burst its banks. Rivers do in a hurricane with sustained rainfall. Jean-Bertrand Sabrin, the mayor of Petit Guave, told the Associated Press that dozens of homes collapsed in the deluge. People are still trapped under rubble in the area, overwhelming local authorities. Among the dead in Hawaii were at least 10 children. Its disaster management agency said. There are also 12 missing, over 1,000 homes flooded, and nearly 12,000 in emergency shelters. In Jamaica, authorities said floodwaters had washed up 4 bodies in the parish of St. Elizabeth. I'm sad to announce that 4 persons, 3 men and 1 woman, have been confirmed dead by the police of St. Elizabeth. They were discovered after being washed up by the floodwaters generated by the hurricane. No deaths were reported in Cuba, but President Miguel Diaz-Canel said the island has suffered severe damage. Before landfall, authorities reported that the storm had already caused 3 deaths in Jamaica, 3 in Haiti, 1 in the DR, the Dominican Republic. Officials in Bermuda were preparing for Hurricane Melissa to pass near it starting Thursday. A hurricane warning is in effect for forecasters warn that preparations should be rushed to completion before tropical storm force winds reach Bermuda. Bermuda gets slammed a lot. I think it's like you can set your clock by hurricanes there, pretty much. Despite being far out to sea, Melissa could still impact beachgoers along the U.S. coast. Ocean swells generated by Melissa are likely to reach the coast of northeastern United States Atlantic coast Friday and persistent through the weekend. These swells are likely to cause life-threatening surf and rip current conditions. Melissa rapidly intensified last weekend from a tropical storm to a ferocious major hurricane, with sustained winds of 185,000 miles per hour. Jamaican Prime Minister mentioned climate change. Right? What's that?
You just said Jamaica, so I said Jamaican me crazy.
Oh, did you get a pun? Did you?
Bonus joke there. Yeah, sorry.
You're just punning me. We're going to update the Prime Minister as this wrap this story up. The Jamaican. Ironically, just a month ago, Jamaican Prime Minister Andrew Holness spoke to the United Nations General Assembly about climate change. He's among a group of small islands. I don't know if it's ironically. He's just being right. He's ironically right. Isn't that amazing? He's among a group of small island nation leaders urging global action to reduce emissions and curb the warming of scientists say is causing some hurricanes to intensify more rapidly. Yeah, the Caribbean's supposed to have been cooled off by now. It's 2 degrees warmer than normal. 2 whole degrees. Well, that's nothing. We're talking about Fahrenheit degrees, not them Celsiuses. I don't know what the difference is. But anyway, it's probably actually less if it's Fahrenheit. Either way, that's a lot. So the ocean that should be cold right here, it's almost November, is not cold at all. It is not a distant threat or an academic consideration, Holness said during his September 24th speech, is a daily reality for small island developing states like Jamaica. How can we develop the rivers that get blown away every hurricane season? Here we go again. That's a hard one, man. I'm just saying, I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon. We don't have a big old... Trump wants to put an atom bomb inside of a hurricane. Let's see what happens with that, right? He's insane. As an ex-post later that day, Holness said, we are living with stronger hurricanes, longer droughts, floods, rising seas, and with most of our economy on the coast, we cannot afford to ignore it. Of course, it does kind of destroy shipping if all the boats are getting smashed around too. So you can't do, fishing and shipping, whatever, but fishing for sure. All right. So there's your story. On the update on the death and destruction, another hurricane, and I will repeat, it could have been a lot worse. We are on the anniversary of a hurricane that hit Guatemala and killed 10,000 people. So
you need to always make sure you take it seriously, because then
Honduras.
Yeah, because then you save yourself sadness later, as long as you take it seriously. All right, I've got a joke for you about hurricanes, and it goes like this. What did the hurricane say to the coconut tree?
Hey, coconut tree. No.
Hold on to your nuts. This is going to be one hell of a blowjob.
Oh. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That's good.
That's enough. All right. Stop it. Okay.
Oh, you got so excited you turned your camera off.
Thing.
All right, let's roll our next segue for my story.
That's exactly. It's entirely accurate. That's entirely accurate. All right.
Oh, hey, you're the poem master today, because guess what? You gotta give me a haiku.
Haiku. All right.
My next story is going to be about the Egyptian Museum. It's finally opening. We can finally see Egyptian stuff in Egypt, where they belong. And it's been decades of anticipation for this grand opening. This is from Sami Magdi on AP News, coming out of Cairo. After 2 decades of anticipation and countless delays, the Grand Egyptian Museum is finally having its grand reveal. The museum, which is set to officially open Saturday, which will be the 1st of November. That's nice. I'm getting my flu shot on Saturday, so I won't be able to make it for the grand opening, but I hope one day I can go to Egypt and see this amazing museum.
Mm-hmm.
Highlights Egypt's ancient civilization and is a centerpiece of the government's drive to boost the tourist industry, a major source of foreign currency in the cash-strapped country. It's almost like if you're not getting attacked by colonists all the time, You can maybe have people actually want to be in your country. Located just outside Cairo, next to the famed Giza pyramids. Giza? Everyone knows the big pyramids. By the way, if you ever go there, do not get scammed by some person who's going to give you a tour, okay? Just go look yourself. Don't let people, hey, you can tour it on a camel.
Right.
Don't do it, okay? So I've heard from people who live there. All right, do not take the camel rides, okay? They're gonna scam you. They're gonna, here, $500 to ride a camel around the pyramids. Hell nah. The $1 billion mammoth facility is poised to become the world's largest museum dedicated to a single civilization with over 50,000 artifacts detailing the life in ancient Egypt. This is almost, I think, even 50,000 years ago. Like, there's nobody alive who's been there. By comparison, the Louvre Museum in Paris has about 35,000 pieces on display. Well, I guess 35,000, or actually I should say 34,997 or something. They've lost some pieces recently. The museum is one of the mega projects championed by President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, who since taking office in 2014. Wow, so this has been a 10-year venture, huh? Embarked on a massive investment in infrastructure with the aim of reviving an economy weakened by decades of stagnation and battered by the unrest that followed the 2011 Arab Spring uprising. The museum construction began in 2005. Okay, so he just pushed it more, right? It was already being built, but then the work stopped for 3 years during the Arab Spring, and then he put it back on track. The grand opening was postponed multiple times, most recently in July. Well, that's a shame. But I guess it's probably better this time of year to go now to Egypt, not in the middle of the summer. Though I guess it's a museum, so you would be inside. But it's the Middle East. It gets cold there, but I don't think it gets that cold there. Most recently in July this year, because of conflicts. Conflicts. We all know what conflicts those were. World leaders are expected to attend the opening ceremony this Saturday. Designed by the Irish firm Hennigan Ping Architects, the museum, known as GEM, boasts a towering triangular glass facade imitating the nearby pyramids. In its entrance atrium stands the granite colossus of one of Egypt's most famed pharaohs, Ramses the Great. The 3,200-year-old, 11 meters tall, 336-foot tall statue was moved to the museum after decades of standing in the center of a traffic-clogged roundabout in front of Cairo's main train station. Man, that must have been heavy. From the atrium, a grand 6-story staircase lined with ancient statues leads up to the main galleries and a view of nearby pyramids. A bridge links the museum to the pyramids, allowing tourists to move between them either on foot or via electric, environmentally friendly vehicles, according to museum officials. That is so cool. Like, that is a proper tourist thing, you know? Hey, you really like the pyramids? Well, guess what? If you take this way, you can also go to our museum. Hey, yeah! Give me the museum pyramid ticket, please. And then it'll make tons of cash. The museum includes 24,000 square meters, or 258,000 square feet, of permanent exhibition space, a child's museum, and a conference and educational facility, and commercial area, as well as a large conservation center. Commercial area, hey, yeah, let's get some, I don't know, Egyptian capsule on and buy some souvenirs. The 12 main galleries, which opened last year, exhibit antiquities spanning from prehistoric times to the Roman era, organized by era and by themes. Many of the 50,000 artifacts in GEM were moved from the Egyptian Museum, a packed century-old building in downtown Cairo's Tahrir Square, where others were recently unearthed from ancient cemeteries, including the Saqqara Necropolis, another complex of pyramids and tombs about 14 miles, 22 kilometers south of the museum. The halls are equipped with advanced technology featuring multimedia presentations, mixed reality shows to help explain ancient Egypt to new generations, said Ahmed Gonaim, the museum's CEO. "We are using the language Gen Z uses right now," he says in an interview. "Gen Z doesn't use any more the labels that we read as old people, but rather they use technology." The Tutankhamun collection is one place for the first time. Is in one place, sorry. The entire collection is in one place for the first time. So usually they're like, oh, I want the mummy, and you can have the things that we found in the tomb, and oh, you can have the necklace. But now they're all together. 5,000 artifacts from the tomb, the most untouched tomb ever found in history that hasn't been, raided by treasure hunters. The collection is being displayed in its entirety for the first time since British archaeologist Howard Carter discovered the tomb in 1922 in the southern city of Luxor. The old Egyptian museum didn't have enough space to show all of the treasures at once. Some masterpieces were restored at the museum's conservation center, including the boy pharaoh's 3 funeral bed and 6 chariot, said Jalian Mohammed, chief restorer at the Conservation Center. They will be displayed along with his golden throne, his gold-covered sarcophagus, and his burial mask, made of gold, quartzite, lapis lazuli, and colored glass. The mask's beard was accidentally knocked off and hastily glued back on with epoxy in 2013, before a German-Egyptian team of experts fixed it the following year. Another centerpiece of the museum is the 4,600-year-old solar boat of King Khufu, the pharaoh who is credited with building the Great Pyramid of Giza. The 43-meter-long, 140-foot wooden boat, discovered in the 1950s, was buried next to the Great Pyramid of Khufu, or Cheops as he is known, to use in the afterlife. I'm not going to get in the ferryman's boat. I'm going to follow my own boat across the river Styx. In 2021, it was moved from its display site by the pyramids in the Grand Egyptian Museum on a remote-controlled vehicle imported from Belgium. Ooh, that's cool. So, final bit of this story, the government hopes the museum will draw more tourists who will stay for a while and provide foreign currency Egypt needs to shore up its economy. The tourism sector has suffered since political turmoil in 2011's Arab Spring. In recent years, the sector has started to recover from the pandemic and the effects of the Russian war on Ukraine. Both Russia and Ukraine are major sources of tourists visiting Europe. That's fun and little information for you there. Russians in Ukraine love going to Egypt. A record number of 15.7 million visited the country in 24, according to official figures, and the government aims to attract 30 million visitors by 2032. They want to double that number hard. Authorities overhauled the whole area around the museum and the pyramid. Roads were paved and a metro station is being constructed outside the museum gates so people can just get funneled in. An airport, Sphinx International Airport, was also opened west of Cairo, 40 minutes from the museum. Man, this is making me want to go. This article is doing a real good job of making me want to go. Let's go now! 40 minutes! I'll wait till the airport's built. Hassan Alam, CEO of Hassan Aman Holding, the firm operating the museum, said that they're expecting between 15,000 to 20,000 visitors a day at the museum. So get those tickets early. The world has been waiting. Everyone's excited, he said. There you go. Get excited for the Egyptian Museum in Cairo. Give me a haiku.
Haiku. My haiku today is... These are 2 comedians having a conversation. First comedian speaks, and we'll do the rest. I went to Egypt to see your chiropractor, to see my mummy.
That's a good one.
Nah, the 2 best Egypt puns in the universe.
Chiropractor. All right, let's roll our wheel for Thursday's 13 list.
13
roll
list
around,
is
roll
here.
Around, re-roll around. It's
I transferred it last time.
metaphor simile.
Okay, so
it rolled again.
You can call it kind of
again. Whoops.
U.S. city. Why is that?
I think I just pressed it back.
Damn, wheel
so
fell
it rolled
off.
Again. It's still
fell off its spindle
metaphor
again, did it? Okay.
You're good to go.
I hate that. So, yeah, the wheel falling off a spindle is a metaphor, isn't it? So yes, we're going to talk about 13 music cities, and I guess we would call it, say, North America, because almost all these are Americans, and a lot of them have a claim to music city, and we can talk about the first one on our list. Number 1 is Nashville, Like Nashville actually calls itself Music City. Mostly known for country music, but thanks to one person in 1966, Bob Dylan started recording there full time. He recorded his next 3 albums there, including Blonde on Blonde. And if you want to hear, there's a guy named Charlie McCoy, and he's on like every track on Blonde. It's a double album, by the way. Yeah. He's either playing bass. Charlie McCoy is such a good studio musician. He played bass and harmonica on the same song at the same time. So Charlie McCoy, I might have got his name wrong. Charlie McCoy, star, as I'm concerned. But Nashville,
Star is
their
born.
baseball team's called the Nashville Sound. That's right. So Nashville, right in the middle of Tennessee, smack dab in the middle of Tennessee, right at the foot of all the hillbilly music you could ever find from Appalachia. So they became like a centerpiece of the country music nation. The Grand Ole Opry's there. They used to have to put their rubber stamp on every country music star, and people like Willie Nelson and Johnny Cash didn't fit in there. So we'll get to that later. Number 2 is New York, and the kind of rock and roll a little bit. Mostly New York is known for music. What music would you associate with New York City?
Harlem.
Yourself.
House.
Yes. Harlem, huh?
Yeah,
Like
that was the
the
big
Apollo?
that was the
That's-
big
yeah.
house music thing. It was the Harlem Renaissance.
Right on. Yeah. Rap again. But the original music Broadway became known for is Tin Pan Alley, and by extension Broadway, of the songwriters like Gershwin
that is true,
and
yeah.
Irving Berlin. Irving Berlin and Gershwin weren't writing songs for you and me. They're writing songs for Broadway plays because those things made them money. And customers going through the door created money for all these composers, and it became known as Tin Pan Alley. Later known as the later Tin Pan Alley was the Brill Building, featuring Carole King and her husband Jerry Goffin, Neil Sedaka, among others. And then, of course, New York became later known as punk, and I guess rap also, as you
Lots
say.
of music
House music
movements in New York.
very local. Yeah, house music's very local, but you would think about punk. You would have to think about the punk and new wave movement, New York City, Talking Heads, Blondie, the Ramones, the New York Dolls, Velvet Underground, all of them in New York bands. There's dozens of others, of course. Number 3 is Chicago, and of course, you think about Chicago, there's only really one music you think about, and that's the blues. And you just name, of course, all these people are not from Chicago. They moved there because they wanted to get the hell out of Mississippi.
That's where they got famous, in Chicago.
Yeah, they got the hell out of Mississippi, and they started the blues in Chicago. You had Muddy Waters,
what would you
Howlin' Wolf,
call
Willie Dixon.
the music movement that was in the musical play Chicago?
That was Broadway. That was softening the blues. Anything Chicago is a play, though, right? I mean, there's a band.
Yeah, but I thought
called
it
Chicago
featured
too,
music
right?
that was popular in Chicago. I don't know.
There's every type of music is popular in Chicago. Rock and roll, jazz. In Chicago for the blues. The Blues Brothers movie, in fact, was all Chicago. Muddy Waters, Howlin' Wolf, Willie Dixon, Buddy Guy, Big Bill Brosney, Johnny Lee Hooker, Sonny Boy Williamson, Otis Rush, all Chicago, all at the same time. That's why Chicago is known as the blues. Memphis is one of those cities. You could make a case for just about everything, but I'm going to say rock and roll, rhythm and blues, soul, and country, really. Johnny Cash got to start there. Ike Turner, B.B. King, Elvis. So Elvis started there, got his start there, and got his end there. That's where he said goodbye to everybody. So Memphis, right there on the Mississippi River, is basically the cross section of the all music. And so since Johnny Cash got his start there, along with Elvis, you can't do much more than that. And Ike Turner and B.B. King. All right, and I'm not Roy Orbison, right? Jerry Lee Lewis. Jerry Lee Lewis is rockabilly, even, right? Rockabilly, you could even say. Number 6 is Los Angeles. What kind of music is? When you think of Los Angeles music, who would you think of? Like, I'm thinking classic rock. I'm thinking, who would you think of?
Motley Crue.
That's a good one. That's mid.
Okay,
That's
I'm
mid
trying to think
'80s
as old as I
glam.
can here.
That's mid '80s glam
Smith,
rock.
was that not LA? I don't know. When I think of LA now, I think of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I don't know if they're classic rock. But they have a lot of songs about California.
That's a pretty good. I would even call Red Hot Chili Peppers a whole category called Topanga Canyon rock. Like it all came from one little area in Los Angeles. You had you had the Doors, the Eagles, Jackson Browne, the Byrds, Crosby, Stills, and Nash, and of course later you had the Doors were the start of progressive rock, so you can't ignore that fact. You couldn't ignore the fact that the Byrds invented not only folk rock but country rock. So the Byrds are a very influential band. So that's what Los Angeles.
You also can't forget about the huge West Coast, East Coast stuff, right? With the hip hop, right? Snoop Dogg,
right,
Kendrick Lamar,
right. The rap thing is kind of the same as all kind. Everybody has a rock band from their city, right?
Or even their town, right? Even their town, like
the East Coast, West Coast thing is very specific. It's very specific. Again, it's specific to rap. You could put rap on all of these, by the way. All right, I skipped right over. That was number 6. I skipped over.
There's so much music cities that all music genres can have been influenced there, basically. Multiple.
I skipped over this one, but I'll make this one number 6 and make Los Angeles number. They're not in any specific order of importance or anything. Number 5 is Seattle. Do you have? Of course, you would know. What type of music would you associate with Seattle?
Grunge.
Garage is right. And plus hard rock. Don't forget Heart is from there, and also Jimi Hendrix. So both of them are in the.
But did they get famous in Seattle is the question, right?
Well, Heart did. They got out in Vancouver, which is close enough, right?
I mean, it's across the good old Niagara Falls, I guess.
No, Niagara Falls is in New York. No, it's just across a border. That's all. Yeah, Toronto is near Niagara Falls, but it's not.
Yeah, okay. I was trying to think of which Canadian city was across Seattle, like in that way. It's Toronto.
I could include Vancouver, but I can't think of a whole enough famous people from there. But anyway, Seattle, known for, of course, hard rock. Before it was known for grunge, you had actually Queensryche, also from Seattle. But you had Jimi Hendrix and Heart, and then when the grunge thing broke out, every record executive in the world went to Seattle and signed a band. We had Soundgarden, and Alice in Chains were around before that. Nirvana was the what do you want to call the launching point of the grunge craze, and Pearl Jam, Screaming Trees, everything that came from Seattle was just called grunge. Slap a label on it. We're fine with it. Don't tune your guitars. That's overrated. Number 7, Boston, hard rock, and the Boston Pops. Don't forget classical music is a thing. But the city of Boston, what do you think of in Boston? What band would you think of? It's a tough one. It's a toughie. What band do you think of when you think of
That's what I think of. I don't know.
Damn, that was a tough one. These are really some real posers here to make you think. And of course, the Boston Pops, classical music. Boston, before there was rock and roll, had themselves go. And then you also knew you knew Arthur Fiedler, and he's always on TV. So Boston Pops, I knew what that was when I was a kid. Maybe nobody knows or cares anymore. I originally remember it. Other bands from Boston include Aerosmith, The Cars, Jay Giles Band, all from Boston. There's dozens of other bands that just, very lively club scene in Boston. There always will be. Number 8 is Austin, which is the creation of the outlaw blues. You get people like Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings, Billy Joe Shaver. And then you really had kind of like country blues, which is what ZZ Top is. I would say ZZ Top started as country blues, and then they turned into a commercial pop group, which was unfortunate because they had a really good guitar player, but they went for the easy money, started making novelty songs, which is, okay, Weird Al's got competition. But anyway, Austin, Texas, known to this day for actually a pretty vibrant music scene. So at least there was the last time I was there. So to me, it was outdoing a lot of other cities like New Orleans. Number 9 is New Orleans. They're known for jazz, of course. If you know anything about New Orleans, it's a jazz city known for jazz. My experience is there. If you want to hear some good jazz, you got to go far, far away from Bourbon Street. Bourbon Street's a bunch of clubs that'll just get you drunk and make you buy $5 shots, and maybe they're $20 now. Who knows? But stay off Bourbon Street. It's a waste of time. Go to the side streets, find them blues clubs, go to the gay section. There's usually better musicians there too. It's weird how New Orleans works, but most of the Bourbon Street, they just party time. But anyway, New Orleans jazz, you have people like Louis Armstrong, Al Hirt, Harry Connick Jr., Dr. John Baptiste, the band leader for, well, he's not anymore, but for Stephen Colbert, he's got a new band leader. But John Baptiste, the Marsalis family, if you know Brandon Marsalis, Wynton Marsalis, their father, actually John Baptiste's father, he's part of a big jazz family. So New Orleans and jazz they just kind of go. You don't even have to really think about it. Was it invented there? I have no idea, but hey, New Orleans and jazz go together. Number 10 is Detroit. You would know Detroit from Motown. You would know them for soul. You would know them for hard rock, and you'd probably know them for punk. Detroit kind of a vibrant scene. You had the Jackson 5.
Yeah.
You know, of course, all the Jacksons, really. Janet Jackson.
All of them were there. Stevie
Wonder was there at the start. Smokey Robinson was there at the start. Smokey Robinson and the Miracles. Marvin Gaye. I mean, Marvin Gaye started as a drummer and songwriter for Motown, turned into a superstar. MC5 was probably one of the first punk bands. Yeah, you got the MC5, one of the first punk bands. You've got White Stripes from Detroit. Alice Cooper cut his teeth in Detroit, I believe. I'm not even sure about that. Who else am I missing? I guess not anybody else. Number 11, San Francisco. What music do you associate with San Francisco?
Nothing. I can't think of a single band from San Francisco.
Psychedelia is what I associate it with, and Americana, because your bigger bands from the San Francisco are the Grateful Dead.
Okay.
Grateful Dead, Creedence Clearwater Revival, Big Brother and the Big Brother and the Holding Company featuring Janis Joplin, and of course the Jefferson Airplane. All legendary San Francisco bands, and I do believe, isn't that where Metallica is? I'm pretty sure Metallica is originally from San Francisco. I think they moved south, but I'm not exactly sure about that. You might know more in their biography than me. Number 12, this is a town where you think of Southern rock. You got to go to Jacksonville, Florida, for the home of the Allman Brothers, Leonard Skinner, Blackfoot, 38 Special, and Molly Hatchet. There's where your Southern rock was launched. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers from a little bit south of there in Gainesville, but again, they cut their teeth in Jacksonville clubs along with Gainesville clubs. And again, some of their members were just hanging out in Jacksonville. So a lot of Jacksonville musicians actually did move to Los Angeles to help form other bands. Like Bernie Ledden, who's from Jacksonville, helped form the Eagles. So the Eagles, one of your Los Angeles bands known for Americana rock, yacht rock as we now call it, Hotel California, right? Started in Jacksonville. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, again, one of the best bands, maybe the American band, if you want to ask me. And number
1, that's
last
where,
but not
where
least,
real American is Tom Petty.
Exactly, Tom Petty, one of the hardest taskmasters too, just like the James Brown of white people, right? Anyway, number 13, Toronto. We had to go visit our neighbors east of the border in this case, because they're actually east of Detroit, a little bit north of Buffalo, I guess. But anyway, Toronto. Our neighbors to the north, they come in with a really impressive resume. You have Rush, of course, if you want to talk about progressive rock, Americana and hard rock. And if you want to talk Americana, the band that invented Americana is The Band. The Band, featuring Liv on Helm from Arkansas, and the rest of the band was Canadians that They didn't form in Toronto. They formed in Toronto around Ronnie Hawkins, who was from Arkansas, just like Levon Helm. Levon Helm stayed with them basically for the whole time they were the band. Robbie Robertson was their leader. He brought them on board with Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan made them famous, and they took off from there. Anyway, other bands from Toronto: Steppenwolf, Born to Be Wild. Hello, Guess Who?
Born to Be
The Guess
Wild.
Who? The Guess Who? Magic, yeah. Bachman Turner Overdrive, among others. Hundreds of bands from Toronto, and again, people like Neil Young and Joni Mitchell cut their teeth in Toronto. Don't forget that. They may have been. Joni was from way out in the prairie, and so was Neil. Neil was from Ottawa, not Ottawa. I want to say not Calgary. What's the other city out there? Way out there, you know. Canada's like that. It's a long ways between cities.
Calgary is pretty out there.
But, yeah, but it isn't Calgary. It's name a friggin' Canadian city. Anyway, Toronto is where all got together, and all these people. No, it's way out west.
Way out west.
Quebec
not Toronto.
Is right,
we already talked about
Quebec
Toronto.
is a half-hour ride. Quebec's about an hour ride from New York City. It's not way out there.
Wait, Vancouver is next to. Is the one that's next
a big
to
city
Seattle.
right on the coast. Winnipeg. He's from Winnipeg. Anyway, there's your list.
In the east, not the west.
No, it isn't. It's in the west.
I'm literally looking at a map of Canada right now. It's next to North Dakota. I mean, I guess that's not the east.
West. The west, as I said, the west. Everything that's not Ontario and Quebec is west. And
okay.
That's west of
I would
Quebec.
say that's the middle, but okay.
Ontario takes up a lot of space. Look at the.
I guess it's west of Wisconsin, so fair enough.
Okay, let's have a semantics argument now.
No, I was just confused because I was just
me.
confused because I was like, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that's west. That's all. It's fine. Continue.
Done.
I was just trying to help you think of the name.
Done. Video though, I think. Yeah, I did. You owe me a something or other. I forgot.
I owe you a simile or a metaphor. Yeah, music in cities is a lot like the culture of the place. You know, why were there blues in Chicago? Well, you gotta be there. You know, you had to be living in Chicago. Why were people making music about?
Living in Chicago in February. They'll do it. Go to Chicago in February. You'll have the blues in spite of yourself. Try walking on the street by Lake Michigan. There you go.
Why was grunge in Seattle? Well, you try living with 80% rain every day. No. I think yes. Right. Did you not mention Cuba at all?
That was in my hurricane report.
Yeah, because I would think. I'm sorry, not Cuba. Sorry, Miami. I would think there was a lot of Latino music in Miami, and also EDM. EDM has there's a lot of huge EDM festivals in Miami. So I hear. I've never been.
But would you consider Miami the center of any type of music? I wouldn't.
Yeah, I would say it's probably the center of American Latino music, Hispanic music. I think.
Well, that's legit, but I can't. Gloria Estefan.
Not your genre. It's fine. I was just asking.
Miami Sound Machine.
I think that's a good indicator. You go to a town, you see what music is playing in that town, and you can probably figure out what kind of people are there. Like, oh, they're all playing country music. I'm leaving. This town's racist.
My thing with Miami being the center of any kind of Latin music sounds America-centric because it's not true. Right?
I'm not sure. I was just asking.
Yeah, it's like people from another region moved there. I think American music is rock and roll, jazz, right? Definitely not classical, but rock and roll, jazz, the blues, soul, R&B. All this stuff is American. It's not like, oh no, here it comes. You know, you can definitely name all kinds of South American cities that have a cultural.
Brazil probably has a huge music scene.
But
you just don't know about it.
That's why North America, and again, Havana probably is a very active music scene. but let's not pretend I know anything about it. So
yeah, I mean, you could also name other places in the whole world, right? Like Japan. A lot of people go to Japan.
That's why it was North America. It's continental.
Yeah, I know.
North America. I did not include Hawaiian music for Honolulu or whatever they play in Alaska. Okay, there you go.
Whatever they play in Alaska.
Sorry, Honolulu.
Husky howling music. Oh.
Sorry to leave you out, Hawaii. Malikalikimaka. That means Merry Christmas.
All right, let's move on to my culture segment. It's going to be very short here, so let's hope you don't get something long we have to do for our segue wheel. Rolling the wheel, rolling the wheel. This is my rolling the wheel song. Ooh, you've got to tell me a joke about black cats in Halloween.
A joke?
You think this is a joke? This is serious. Do not cross a black cat's path this Hallows Eve. You will be cursed by the spooky ghosts. This is my culture segment on Euronews Culture by Cristina Thaicager. Teresa City Council in Spain has suspended the adoption of black cats this month to prevent the animals being used or abused in Halloween rituals to stop superstition spreading during the spooking season. Yeah, please don't abuse animals. Weird that I have to say that. The Spanish City Council of Terrassa, close to Barcelona, has decided to suspend the adoption of cats until the end of this month to avoid their use in rituals or celebrations linked to Halloween. Local authorities say it's an unusual but necessary measure. We have been alerted that organizations and members of the public that some people want to adopt a cat to use for ritual purposes. We have had to issue an instructions to stop the adoption and fostering of black cats on Halloween, explained Deputy Mayor Noel Duque on social media. In Terrassa, if you want to adopt a black cat, you will have to be after Halloween, and with proof that you are going to take care of it and love it, he added. I hope they're already doing that when you adopt an animal. I know they do that in the United States. That's the only place I've adopted an animal. Right? They're like, oh, we got to see your... Some people even go to your house, right, to make sure you have a house safe for the animal to live in. Although it may seem like a superstition of the past, animal protection associations claim that every year, shame on you, whoever's doing this, there are more cases of people asking for black cats as part of a party prop, or worse still, to use them in witchcraft rituals. Hey, I want to put your black cat in my house because it fits my Halloween party aesthetic. You can fuck off. Get a fake black cat plushie like a normal person. Teresa's measures follow a number of other cities that already restrict the adoption of black cats, and to a lesser extent white cats, in the weeks leading up to the 31st of October. While the former are still a symbol of bad luck or dark powers, the latter are widely viewed as representing purity and good fortune. Especially if you're a James Bond villain. Both, however, share a common fate. They're victims of human superstition. Yeah, how about just don't adopt any animals around Halloween? Just, you know what, October, we're banning any adoption. Sorry, we can't trust you people to be normal. Since medieval times, black cats have been associated with witchcraft, the evil eye, and bad luck. In Spain, felines are synonymous with Tuesday the 13th, which, as we've talked about probably on previous Friday the 13th, they find bad. It's Tuesday, not Friday. Broken mirrors or stairs as omens to be avoided. But nowadays, their notoriety persists disguised as a festive tradition. For this reason, animal protection organizations insist cats, whatever color they are not amulets or decorative elements. They are living beings. And this Halloween, in Terrassa at least, they will not be part of any of your stupid rituals. So there's your short story about just leave animals alone. Also, don't adopt puppies before Christmas either.
But yeah, what the hell's that about? Why do they do that now? To give them as presents?
Yeah, and then you give them back in February or something. Like, you adopt a puppy. Oh, the puppy is, we got it as a cute gift for a kid, but then we didn't realize we had to be responsible for it. It's like, you know what? Fuck you, dude. Fuck you.
He pissed on my shag carpet. Ah!
But that's the end of my story. It's a short one. You have a joke?
Yeah, man. This adopting pets just to freaking murder them is just out of hand. People adopting, little elves at Christmas time, right? Yeah, just to kill them, right? Like an elf, and he's gone, right? We got to sacrifice an elf for Christmas, and then of course you got the bunnies they're gonna buy at Easter. And
yeah.
Of course, they're only buying those leprechauns on St. Patrick's Day to kill them and get their shillelagh.
They have to find them first with their pot of gold.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, kidnapping leprechauns is really getting out of hand. There's my joke. I'm not a leprechaun.
Yeah, stop sacrificing themed creatures for your festivities, okay? That's not involved in celebrating, okay?
Yeah, they're always after me Lucky Charms. Always. Okay, this day.
All right, guys, let's spin our final wheel and get into the final. Well, not the final day yet of Rocktober. We're getting close. Tomorrow's the final day of Rocktober, I think.
I did send you a video. I don't know
this day, yes, I've already done that. This day in history, and let's segue wheel.
Okay, well, a second. I'm waiting for it to open. This day in music history. I'm going to give
you a non sequitur.
Hold on a second.
Give me your many fun facts about this day in history.
You don't even have to think for this one, huh? You can take the rest of the day off. Non sequitur. It's like, yeah, I like pie. Good night, everybody. Pie's good. I can't blame you. Especially it's widow. What is it? Let's see. This day of rock and roll history. I had to find a news site because the other one sucked. So we're gonna do this. Oh man, it says November, December, October. There we are. October 30th. What happened on this day? Other than slowness of the internet, what happened on this day? Other than continued loading of a page, what happened on this day? Other than me looking at a blank screen. All right, this is my first look. Today in 1964, Roy Orbison's "Oh Pretty Woman" was certified gold after spending 15 weeks in the single chart. Pretty woman walking down the street. Pretty woman. We talked about Motown earlier. 1968, Marvin Gaye scored his first #1 hit in Billboard Hot 100 with "I Heard It Through the Grapevine." The Whitfield and Barrett Strong, Norman Whitfield Barrett Strong song is now a classic soul affiliated with Gaye. That wasn't always the case. Gaye's rendition was actually the third to be released, following the versions by The Miracles, as well as Gladys Knight and the Pips, who also scored a major hit with the song. Also, CCR scored a major hit with that song. 1970, Jim Morrison of The Doors was sentenced to 6 months in jail. Speaking of Miami, we were a minute ago. He was sentenced to 6 months. Yeah, 6 months in jail and fined $500 for exposing himself during a concert in Miami, which he never served his sentence. He got out of it by dying. That's a crazy way to get out of a jail sentence.
Wow, that's 1970. That is pretty crazy.
Well, he went to France. Hard to really catch him there anyway. The exposing himself stuff was kind of an urban myth, I think. 1970, Elton John released his third studio album, Tumbleweed Connection. The cover photo for the album was taken at Horsted Keynes railway station, 30 miles south of London, and captured John and Bernie Taupin in front of a late 19th century station to represent the album's rural Americana concept, despite the English location. Yeah, I remember Tumbleweed Connection was Elton John trying to get us country feel for us all. That's pretty interesting songs on it. Pink Floyd released 1971, released their album Metal, and worldwide with the UK release. It was released in the
they invented
UK
metal
later,
right there and then.
MEDDLE, nobody knows what it even means. And Metal featured Pink Floyd in their final classic form on the song Echoes, which was written over like 5 years. And it takes up the whole side 2 of Metal. and features a song with a dog singing called Seamus.
Oh, there's that Alaskan music I was talking about.
What's that?
I was saying that Alaskan music is dog howling.
There you go. You're right. Seamus on that song actually belonged to Steve Marriott of Humble Pie. So that's a little...
that's pretty cool.
Little trivia for you. So it wasn't even their dog. It was Steve Marriott's dog. 1975, Bob Dylan performed the first show of the Rolling Thunder Revue, the War Memorial Auditorium in Plymouth, Massachusetts. Later became the subject of 2 documentaries. Some really creative concerts. He took a lot of people on tour at that time. Joan Baez, among others. 1982, the Australian band Men at Work went to #1 with the U.S. single charts with Who Can It Be Now? 1990, Axl Rose was released on $10,000 bail after being arrested for allegedly hitting a neighbor over the head with a bottle. The incident happened after a complaint to the police about loud music coming from the singer's house. And Axl Rose has never stopped being an asshole. He's a consistent dude.
And nobody was surprised.
It's like, oh yeah. I've seen Guns N' Roses twice. I can actually tell you both concerts, they were really good, but it wasn't because Axl Rose wasn't an asshole. He was in both concerts an asshole. Stopping the song to bitch about shit. Stop the song! What? Yeah, the sound, blah, blah. Nobody even knows what the hell he's bitching about. And then it's like, okay, let me go get a beer. And this day in history, in the year 130, the Roman Emperor Hadrian, the founder of the Hadrian's Wall, I would imagine, unless he's just named after his nephew or something, officially founded the city of Anatopolis, something in ancient Egypt. He founded it in ancient Egypt. He didn't find it in current Egypt. What a weird thing to put there. 1340, an allied force of Castilian and Portuguese Christians, I need to take these off, I don't really need them for this size font, defeated the Muslim Marinids, maybe I do need them, at North Africa in the Battle of Rio Salado. They were fighting over salt or salad. Is that what Salado? Salt? Anyway, I think it's salt. 1895, German bacteriologist and pathologist Gerhard Domag, recipient of the 1939 Nobel Prize, was born. So happy birthday to him. He's a spry young 130 today. Happy birthday.
Wow, good job.
He won a Nobel Prize in 1939 for physiology or medicine. He couldn't make up his mind which. For his discovery, announced in 1932, of the antibacterial effects of Prontosil. Happy birthday to you.
Prontosil is a synthetic drug and treatment for bacterial infections. There you go. Meningitis. We love solving meningitis, a #1 baby killer. Yeah, get rid of that.
Hell yeah. This man was on the job. 1905, Emperor Nicholas II issued the October Manifesto. Nobody read it. All it said was, bring an end to unlimited autocracy in Russia and ushering in an area of constitutional monarchy. Turned out to be a lie. That's why the Bolsheviks revolution happened about 11 years later. 1938, Orson Welles' radio dramatization was H.G. Wells' War of the Worlds was broadcast, causing great alarm. The reports of nationwide panic were unfounded, as some listeners feared a genuine invasion of Mars. I would welcome a genuine invasion of Mars at this point. It would be a welcome respite from the absolute disaster we've become as a human race. So there you go. There's that bright spot. So yeah, this once and for all proved the gullibility of your average, I guess, human. I can't blame it on Americans alone. I mean... But yeah, a lot of people were absolutely losing their frickin' mind. Going into bomb shelters that they'd already, I don't know, whatever built or whatever freaky shit they were. Oh, the paranoid schizophrenia people, too. They were good because they're already crazy. 1944, Appalachia Spring, a ballet by Aaron Copland. It was I think the uncle of drummer for the Police. Stuart Copeland, couldn't think of his name. Appalachian Spring, a ballet for Aaron Copland, notable for its variations of the shaker rhythm, Simple Gifts, was danced for the first time by Martha Graham Company. The ballet would go on to win the Pulitzer Prize for music. They have a Pulitzer Prize for music? Ah, well, that's interesting. I didn't even know that. 1961, the Soviets detonated Tsar Bomba over, that's the name of a bomb, over Novaya Zemlya Island in the Arctic Ocean, the largest nuclear weapon ever set off. It produced the most powerful human-made explosion ever recorded. Thank you for poisoning my air, assholes. 1974, Muhammad Ali knocked out George Foreman in the Rumble in the Jungle, regaining the world heavyweight boxing title, not the world heavyweight dancing title, of course. 1995, voters in Quebec narrowly defeated a referendum that proposed sovereignty, we were talking about Quebec earlier, for the province within a new economic and political partnership with the rest of Canada. And they said, nah, we'll just stay with Canada. We're just going to speak our French and leave us alone. 2003, LeBron James, American basketball player, LeBron James was drafted directly out of high school. Debut
and the
with
world was changed
basically
forever.
The hometown team. basically their hometown team, the Cleveland Cavaliers. And
lucky.
again, still playing because
yes,
yeah, he's still playing with the Lakers. He's 106, and his grandchildren are on the team. In fact, I think the Lakers are now just composed of LeBron's grandchildren. That's a joke. 2018, American crime boss Whitey Bulger was beaten to death by fellow inmates while in prison. He was the head of the Boston area Winter Hill gang.
You play hard, you lose hard, I guess.
Played by, I believe, Jack Nicholson played him in a movie. Johnny Depp played him in a movie. Yeah, he's a movie star, so everybody knew who he was. Anyway, he was a leading figure in organized crime in the late 60s and mid-70s, was beaten to death by fellow inmates while in prison. Fuck around and find out.
Yeah.
Well, that was the find out phase.
He thought he was going to be the big
Mr.
guy
Whitey.
in there, maybe, and he did not end up being that.
I can't believe you're not doing exactly what I'm saying, telling you what to do. And well, some guy's beating with a weight bar or whatever. 1485 is our featured event. Henry Tudor. Yeah, Henry the Seventh. Henry Tudor was crowned as Henry the Seventh on his day in 1485. Founded the Tudor dynasty. Ended the Wars of the Roses. Because, hey, we got all the roses now. Used his children. Married. Built alliances and signed treaties that increased England's power. There's the famous controversy that Edward isn't actually even related to anybody in the royal family. That exists to this day. So who knows what a real royal family is? John Adams' birthday today. President Adams, our second president, our first vice president, born October 30th of 1735 in Braintree, Massachusetts. Died in Quincy, Massachusetts at the age of 90 on July 4th, 1826.
Wow.
The exact same day that Thomas Jefferson died. They both died on the same day, the second and third president of the United States. On July 4th. What? You made that up. I wish I did. Pretty much been confirmed. Yeah. I think one of their last words, I think they were enemies, right? They're on opposite sides, by the way. Not enemies. Not in those days, they didn't have enemies. They had collegial relationships. You're wrong about 5 things, but you're right about 106 things. Let's agree on those, right? Now it's like, you're wrong about 1 thing and I hate you for life. But back then they were collegial. So when I think it was when John Adams died, he said, Thomas Jefferson lives, but he was actually wrong because he actually died too. Other birthdays today. Ezra Pound, not T.S. Eliot, but Ezra Pound, born this day in 1885. If you know Bob Dylan's song, you know that reference. It's from Desolation Row. 1896, Ruth Gordon, American writer and actress, star of a movie where she's like 75 and a teenager falls in love with her. Was it Harold and Maude? Great movie. Harold and Maude. Watch Harold and Maude. It's really entertaining. Ruth Gordon, great. She would be 119 if she was around today. The 1909 Homa Baba, Indian physicist. 1932 Louis Malle, M-A-L-L-E, male, French director. He was directing stuff. He's born in Argentina, soccer player, world famous, born in 1960, older than me. No way he's still playing. Our national day calendar, National Wicked Day. We're all looking forward to that candy corn because it's National Candy Corn Day. It's National Speak Up for Service Day. Speak up for service. And
yeah, hey, give me some help here.
My publicist told me I was really valuable. I was really smart, and that he appreciated my honesty and my direct point of view. So I told him he was full of shit, and he actually didn't mean that part about appreciating my honesty. So anyway. National Candy Corn Day.
We're all full of shit.
So those are your mispronunciation, your haikus, your limericks, your bad jokes, and everything else for October 30th, 2025, and before candy corn.
I love wax. There are some good candy corn out there, actually. There's some good,
also fun
like that there's like caramel candy corn, different flavors. Like there's the original flavor, terrible, I think. I think if you like candy corn, you just like sugar. And you're addicted to it, and they give you so much of it, you can take handfuls of candy corn, just shove it in your mouth, get a sugar high, and then pass out,
just eat a pound of sugar and go to sleep.
Yeah, that's probably better for you than candy corn.
Go into insulin shock. Hold on, I got to clap for going to insulin shock this Friday because it's Halloween.
Yeah, I think if I think about eating candy corn, I just think about, oh boy, that was sugar. That was good. That's it. Okay, let's finish the show here. Let me see if there's any international days. There are none today, but yet again, what is it? It's still International Disarmament Week. It ends today, so if you still haven't sent a letter to your local person saying, make sure they get rid of nukes, then you're not doing your job. And of course, Global Media and Information Literacy Week still continues until the end of October. So continue using that brain, using that noggin, using those brain cells, and understanding the news you read, the media you consume, and making your own decisions based off of that. This has been Allison here from the Netherlands, Roger from the East Coast of the U.S. as we finish off a late Thursday 13 before coffee. We will see you tomorrow on Friday News Dump so we can tell you all the news you need to hear before the weekend so you don't got to worry about it. Make sure you're following us on Twitch. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Turn those notifications on to turn on when we get to turn on, to get turned on. Yeah, to get turned on. No. So you're notified when we go live or post a video. And please let me know if you enjoy me making clips of every single story in the show instead of just the whole live stream. You can support us on Patreon for as little as $1 a month. And here is our mic drop moment. You ready?
Second up here. Not yet.
Okay.
I just thought I'm getting it ahead to where I wanted to start. I should have just clipped it, right?
Let's get ahead to we want to start. It's loading the 55 seconds necessary for a mic drop moment.
You should start any second now. There it goes. Go ahead.
Oh, mic drop moment.
Yeah.
I mentioned Mavis Staples earlier before the show, so now we're watching something with Mavis Staples.
Yeah, this is This is Mavis and the Staple Singers, along with the band who he brought up earlier. Shh, stop talking.
A great fusion of music. I've heard this song. The backup singers are good too in this song.
The backup singers are the big Staple Singers, right?
Yeah. This is my favorite part. Everyone's favorite part. I love that. I love that like added in chorus there. Yeah.
This is from The Last Waltz, Martin Scorsese film.
Oh right, yeah. He directed some live shows.
And there's Papa Staples right there.
Straight from Chicago. I don't know where they're from. Are they from Chicago?
Staple Singers. I do believe they're from Alabama, somewhere in the South. I could be wrong. I can ask my phone.
I'm looking it up. I can look it up faster than you. They are from Chicago. See, there you go. Good old blues Chicago right there.
Right on. Of course, known as a gospel band, not a blues band. A gospel.
Yes, it says here they're soul, blues, funk, R&B, gospel, and pop. That's what it says on Wikipedia.
Wait a minute.
I mean, this
Chester.
is like a blue-ish song, right? It's not. It's not exactly poppy, you know. It's not funk either.
Yeah. Every verse has a biblical reference to it, but it's not.
Oh, so it's gospel then. It's gospel, soul, and blues.
That's why the Staples covered it, because they thought it was a gospel song. But Robbie Robertson said, no, Nazareth is just Nazareth, Pennsylvania. That's where they make Martin guitars. It was on the inside of his guitar. It said Nazareth, Pennsylvania.
But the message is good.
I know, but it's all Moses, right? The devil. Carmen and the devil.
I wish people did this more. I think collabs are really cool. I know a lot of people see them as cheap, you know, like, oh, I got Bruno Mars to collab on my song. That's why I got so many hits on Billboard or whatever. That's what people will say.
Yeah, they're all gone, man. I think Mavis is the only one around from this whole. Yeah, Mavis is the only one still alive from this. Think about that.
Yeah, and she still sings really well. 75 years, you know.
No, she's got to be
being
90.
a singer. I mean, she's not 75. I think she's probably almost 90.
She's singing. Yeah, she's around 90. Yeah, listen to that.
That's an interesting drumming. He's just filling the drums, you know.
Hard to be a drummer and a singer,
There's
man.
the gospel.
You gotta sing between the boots. That's it, unless you want to hear the play out where they. Yeah, just finish it there.
Oh yeah, I guess I should have cut
unless
this
you want to do
out.
the play out.
Sigo siendo.
Yeah, you could.
Why is the random Spanish? Oh, they're doing a little.
Because it's.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a clip from the film, basically.
Right, you have Richard Manuel with the beard and the harp there. On the violin is Rick Danko. Is that a mandolin or a guitar is he playing? Guitar. Robbie Robertson on
small,
guitar.
But
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a normal guitar. Yeah, for sure. And he's got a plastic hat on for some reason. That keeps falling off his head.
All three of these guys are from Canada. They're from Canada, all three of them, by the way. Nowhere near the South.
I was looking up if there's singers from Vancouver, not a lot. So, I think they all just went to Seattle. They just went from Vancouver to Seattle. We'll be famous in Seattle.
Winnipeg.
Be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and notify buttons. And follow our other channels, Toxic Alley, History of Gravy, and Scratchy Old Records.